Okay, everything is now cooperating. Here we go. Hello, hello. Okay. Welcome, everybody, as you are jumping on. And I know that some of you are probably watching on the live stream. We welcome you there as well. So as you're jumping on to the Zoom, definitely please turn on your chat feature. Let us know who invited you, and you can use that chat feature to even just pop in questions as they come into your head instead of trying to remember later what your questions are. So you're welcome to use the chat to ask any questions. And if you are watching the live stream, then by all means, feel free to just use the regular comments here and to tag your stylist to let him or her know that you are watching. So, all right, everybody, I think we can go ahead and get started. So welcome. We are so excited that you are here tonight. My name is Michelle Zito. I am a company VP with Park Lane Jewelry. I'm located in New York on Long Island, and I have the great honor of leading this team of stylists that has invited you here tonight. So I hope that you know that you were personally invited to either participate in the group or to participate in this Zoom tonight. And what that means is that someone thinks really highly of you. Somebody thinks that you might really enjoy this business, that you might be, really good at this business. And maybe they see that you're a fashionista. Maybe they see that you come back time and time again. Maybe they see that you're always the laugh of the party. Maybe they just are seeing something in you that you don't even see in yourself just yet. But whatever the reason is, we're so glad that you're taking the time out tonight to just kind of learn a little bit about us, spend a little time, and see if maybe this could be something that would be really great for you. So with that, I would love for you to kind of think about if you had an extra $600 a month. Let's start out with just some sort, with everyone commenting. Either put it in the chat here in the Zoom or put it onto the live stream if you're watching the stream. But if you had $600 extra in the month of August, where would you put it? What would you use $600 extra for if you had it this month? So go ahead and let us know what you would spend or how you would use that extra $600 that's going to magically show up in your bank account by August 31st. So while you are thinking of that and putting it into the chat, a lot of times what I find for those that participate in this call, in this Zoom or this live stream, is that they kind of have a couple of basic why questions. Because of course, if you're going to start up something new, you generally don't go flying gangbusters into it, right? You have a few questions going into it that you're trying to figure out, if it's right for you in lots of different categories. So we're going to talk about some of those whys and then see if at the end you have additional questions or you're ready to get started or whatever the case may be. So again, welcome to those of you that are joining here inside the Zoom, as well as those of you that are on the Zoom and on the Zoom live stream. And we so welcome you here tonight. So, okay, so now I find a lot of times that the first why question that people are thinking about is, why do I want to even get involved in direct sales? Is it something that even might be right for me? And one of the things that I think that you'll see time and time again is that direct sales, first of all, what we are is direct sales, right? And direct sales is really a fantastic way for you to be in control of the income that's coming into your home. So whether it is a side income that's aside the job that you already have, whether that's full or part-time, whether it is an income at all, because perhaps you're a stay-at-home mom and have been out of the workforce for a while. Maybe you're currently laid off. Maybe you're retired and have like the Social Security, whatever coming in, but nothing additional to that. And you're starting to feel the pinch, whatever it is. Direct sales in general is a way for you to control how much income and how much time you're going to spend in doing that. So you'll see that lots of different people that are generally regarded as smart with money people, like Warren Buffett has said that had he had to do it all over again, he would start a direct sales business, or he would have, participated in a direct sales business. Susie Orman has mentioned many times that direct sales is a wonderful way to supplement your income, and in fact has mentioned on more than one occasion for many years now that the average family that is struggling, or the average household that is struggling, the amount that they're struggling by is about $500. So I find that to be a consistent number that is reported quite regularly, not just by Susie Orman, but by many others. And additionally, what we're adding to that now is that with the inflation that we've seen on many average household items, the average household is now spending an additional $250 a month to cover the expenses that are normal. So that means that if people were just making it before, they're now $250 short. And if they were previously about $500 short, they're now $750 short. And that's what we would like to help you with tonight. If you're falling into that category, because the last thing on earth we want is that $250 or that $500 or more landing on a credit card every month, if it's not already, right? If it's going to start hitting a credit card, that means that we have August, September, October, November, and then December, 5 months from now, is the holidays. That's already going on a credit card for a lot of people. I don't want you $1,000 in the hole. None of us want you $1,000 more in the hole between now and the holidays, and then compound that with the holidays. So Park Lane Direct Sales can really help you, because even if you don't already have, put in the comments if you already work full-time or if you already work part-time. Because if that's the case, then really the last thing you need is another boss, right? You already have one of those. And then I would have to assume that so many of you have plenty of other responsibilities, whether you work or don't work, right? Do you have parents that you care for? Do you have grandparents that you care for? Are you a volunteer in your community? Do you have children, grandchildren? Do you have pets? Do you have all of these things? Women make decisions, especially women make decisions all day long, every day, with people needing them. And to add an additional person or demands is probably not what you want, whereas direct sales allows you to control when and where all of that's going to occur. So knowing then that direct sales can be the answer, then the next why question is probably, which direct sales product would I want to do, right? Because you could sell literally anything, it seems to me, through direct sales. There are companies I never heard of that come across every single day selling products I don't even know what they are, or I do know what they are, and there's a million different things. So why jewelry? Why would you choose jewelry among all of the products that you can sell in direct sales? Well, one thing I do know about all of you on here right now is that you're pretty much all jewelry lovers, and the number one thing you want to sell is something that you really enjoy. So that right there is probably a good enough answer to even end the conversation of that part. But we will tell you just in addition that jewelry is a product that sells, whether it is good economic times or weaker economic times because everyone loves a feel-good product. And there are some feel-good products that cost a lot of money. When it's a recession, when times are tight, people are generally not headed out to buy a new car, let's say. But what they can do is pick up a $22 pair of earrings, put them on, look in the mirror and be like, wow, I look so cute right now. I feel so much better, right? So when people need a gift of flowers, candy, and jewelry are the top 3 gifts. What's the only one out of those 3 that can stand the test of time? Jewelry. And honestly, they're like the same price. Have you ever tried to send somebody something from a florist? You are not out of there for a penny under $75. If I wanted to send flowers to someone across the country or in another state or even across town, an edible arrangement, good luck getting out of there under $100, right? Look what you can get for jewelry for that price, especially when it comes to Park Lane jewelry. So let's transition straight over to there, right? Why Park Lane jewelry? Because of course you could sell other jewelry too, but why would you want to? You wouldn't, because many of you are already Park Lane groupies. So it wouldn't even make any sense for you to sell a different jewelry, but let's talk about why Park Lane jewelry. Okay, so Park Lane, if you're not aware, Park Lane has been around since 1955. So that means, and it's actually literally right now, this month, Park Lane is celebrating 67 years in business, which means it's likely that your mom or even your grandmother attended a Park Lane party or was given a piece of Park Lane jewelry at some time in their life. And that is always an exciting moment when people like come and out of their purse, they whip out some vintage piece of jewelry that clear as day says Park Lane. It looks like it was purchased yesterday because the quality is just absolutely amazing. And Park Lane was started by a husband and wife team when they were newlyweds in their teenage years. They were 16 and 18 when they got married. So they wanted to start a business. They knew that. They just didn't know what business would be the right choice. So their family assisted them with having some consultants check out what would be the right product. And in all 3 cases, the advisors came back with jewelry for the reasons I just mentioned, plus the fact that it's easy to ship, easy to store, which cuts costs down for the actual company, for the everyday operations. So with that, they did decide jewelry is going to be it. And they started the company with a $3,000 loan from the family. And that right there is pretty much the only debt that Park Lane has ever seen. Because with that, every profit that they turned it right back around into the business. They used it as they built up profit, they used it to say, buy the printing machines so that they could print their own brochures and paperwork that the stylists would use. They started to invest in having their own jewelry designers, their own jewelry houses, things like that, which is what other companies pay out for. And then with that surplus, they would add to the compensation plan. They would add to the jewelry, because the more quantity that you can purchase from the supplier, the better price and the better quality that you can have to turn around to your customers. So that enabled Park Lane to pay the stylist more. So with that, now why Park Lane really comes down to, I want to work for a company with great programs. So let's talk about some of those highlights of those programs, right? Let's talk about the one that you all are the most familiar with for starters, right? You've all placed a customer order, right? Can I assume that all of you, feel free to, give me a thumbs up or a wave or something and let me know if you have, or put into the comments, if you've purchased something where you've taken advantage of a Park Lane sale. And examples of that would be, have you ever bought 2 low price things? so that then you could get a brand new released item like a rodeo necklace for half price. How many of you have done that where you've gotten half price pieces that cost way more than the low price pieces you got? If you've done that, you've taken advantage of one of our customer specials. Have you taken advantage of spending $90 or maybe even a different amount at a different special like now, and then gotten a set of 3 bracelets like the Willow, normally $140, but you got it for $30 as a bonus item? Maybe you even did double bonus items and threw in a reed bracelet to wear with it and got that one for $30 as well. So if you've done any of those, you've taken advantage of our amazing customer programs. And that is what keeps our customers coming back time and time again. How many of you have ever gotten a special color impression bracelet? Maybe you got one just today because we just had over the weekend the peach, right? It was a re-release, but Beth and I were talking about that. We don't even remember when the release was. So I feel like it's new. And if it was out, it must have been out for 32 seconds. So I know today I had about 8 of my customers take advantage of getting a peach impression bracelet for $35, valued at $268, because they purchased a $40 item. So if you've taken advantage of that, you've taken advantage of many then of our amazing customer programs. Now, one thing we know about women, there's 2 things we know about women. There's lots of things we know about women. We are women. We're awesome. But when it comes to this, number 1, women love to shop on sale, right? Can give me some love if you're a woman who likes to shop on sale. But what do women also love to do when it comes to a sale? They love to tell their friends about it. Would you agree? How many of you have told your friends about not just a Park Lane sale, literally anything that you got a good deal on, and you texted, you called, you forwarded a friend a coupon that came into your email, right? How many of you have done that? Because we love to do that, right? I will let my mom know when a grocery item's on a great sale. I will let my sister-in-law know when an outfit that we talked about is on sale, or a top or a blouse or a pair of shoes, or when there's the good Nordstrom's coupon or whatever, right? You've all done this, right? You got the Kohl's 30%. In fact, the other day, I literally posted on Facebook that I needed a Bed Bath & Beyond coupon for the back to college shopping. As it turns out, if you register as a college student, they give you a big unlimited coupon. I didn't know that. I went in there loaded for bear with 15 Facebook friends coupons. They answered like that. I posted it on Facebook. I literally brushed my teeth, came back, and 8 women answered me. And a man answered me with coupons. Now, did Bed Bath & Beyond reward any of my friends for sending me those coupons? Did I say, hey, Stacy sent me this coupon, can you please send her this pillow for free, this mattress cover for free? They'd be like, what are you talking about? No, we're not doing that. But yet, is that not what Park Lane does for our hostesses, right? When you, as a hostess, share the sale with your friends, which is what good friends do, Park Lane turns to you and says, thank you so much for sharing our sale with your friends. We, as the stylist, say thank you so much for entrusting your friends with me, that you know, like, and trust me well enough that you will let your friends meet me and let me share Park Lane's jewelry with you. And for that, you're rewarded with hundreds of dollars worth of jewelry. So let's do some love and likes and hearts again. How many of you have had your friends come on into an online party, an in-person party, a sip and style, all of the above, a messenger party? Some of you have done every kind of party there is multiple times. And with that, you received hundreds of dollars worth of jewelry. And I know that some of you received an amount that contained a comma, right? Some of you got a comma number, 4 digits of how much jewelry, free and discounted, that you received. That's because of our programs, right? So because there's a customer program that people love enough to invite their friends, and Park Lane uses that as a means of thanking you and giving you that jewelry, that means that the stylist programs can also be so far superior to any other direct sales company. And I know that so many of you have already commented about how superior Park Lane sale is to other jewelry companies. I know that I've done many a party where people said, wow, I went to a fill in the blank party and I didn't get nearly this many pieces for the amount that I spent. In fact, I think I spent more. I've had hostesses tell me, wow, I can't believe how much free jewelry I got. And actually, like 5 of my friends ordered. I didn't think I was going to get hardly anything. But because we reward our hostesses by number of orders, not necessarily on dollar amount spent, because we want to meet as many people as possible, well, then it's always worth having the party. So now what are those stylist perks? Because now that Park Lane has set up all of these programs properly from the beginning, Arthur and Shirley, when they said, when people would ask them, how are you going to be better or different than other direct sales companies, even the other jewelry companies, he said, I'm going to pay them more. And since 1955, they have paid not just better than other jewelry companies, but really better than any other direct sales company. Believe me, I worked for one and lots of us did. And we know this to be true. So what are some of these stylist perks? Well, the number one question we get a lot is, do you have to buy all that jewelry? And the answer is, of course, a big fat, look, Beth is almost throwing her neck out with her big fat no. Okay. No, we don't buy all the jewelry, right? We all start with a similar kit, right? Right now, pretty much you'd probably be likely to choose the $99 kit. For that, you get to pick out normally $500 worth of jewelry, but as part of our 67th anniversary specials, you actually get an extra $100 put into your kit of jewelry. So that means you can add a whole extra bracelet or a bunch of smaller pieces, whatever you want. It is $600 worth of jewelry for $99 kits. There are other options as well that we can share with you. That's just the most commonly selected one. And Park Lane allows you to have a launch party with the person who's sharing the business with you. So if Stacy decides she wants to join, her stylist is going to do that party. And then at the end of the party, Stacy keeps the paycheck. Stacy still gets all the hostess jewelry. Stacy also gets to pick out the $600 worth of jewelry. She's putting into the chat. Stacy's one of the people on the Zoom, for those of you on the live stream, and she just put into the chat, what? So yes, that is not true most places. So the party, many of you watching this right now or participating with us right now already have a party open. And it is so simple for you to just say, yes, I would like that to be my launch party. And when we close the party, we simply sign the party over to you, really. So you're going to keep the paycheck, which will arrive to you in 1 week, because Park Lane does pay weekly. I don't know how many of you do not have a job that pays weekly, but hardly anyone does, because corporate America does not seem to like to pay people regularly. So if you need your income supplemented on a more weekly basis, this is a great way to do that. So you will see that money, and that $99 you pay for the kit, you will have a paycheck from Park Lane way before you're going to have a bill from Visa. Okay, so you will have, that will be wiped clean with really the check from your launch, and hopefully then some. We get the big question of also the second part of the answer to, do you buy all that jewelry? And the answer is no, is that we have a program called Rich Rewards. Every single month, we have the ability to earn anywhere from $250 to $1,100 plus in free jewelry. Some of it is based on sales, and there's different increments. So maybe you get level 1, maybe you get level 2, maybe you get 1, 2, and 3. Then there are team building increments. You can get level 1, you can get level 2, but just the base model program is between $250 and $1,100 worth of jewelry. And I say that meaning that we also have like these extras every single month. So right now, with it being the anniversary month, we are earning an extra necklace in the first 2 weeks of the month simply for selling $1,500 worth of jewelry. Now, we already get $250 worth of jewelry for selling 1,000. So actually, they're willing to give us a $100 necklace for only selling $500 more than we were going to anyway. And there are other levels. So there are months that we receive literally thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. So Jen is saying here in the chat how she just got $300 worth of jewelry delivered to her house today. Actually, I got a Rich Rewards today too. Maybe it was a $250. I don't remember, but a couple of $100 showed up here today as well. And I'm sure many of the stylists will comment that they regularly earn jewelry. So if we can get those of you with a party open right now, the first level of Rich Rewards, which is good to bring up, and when it's early in the month like this, the first level of Rich Rewards is when you sell 1,000 in the first 2 weeks of the month. That's between now and next Wednesday. So if you have a party open, which seems like Stacy here does, so Stacy's stylist is Beth, who's also here. Stacy already has enough sales on her regular party in order to join up right now and be qualified immediately. So if Stacy decides to join us today, and this can apply to every single one of you that either already have a party open or will schedule a party and close it by next Wednesday, she not only will receive all of her hostess benefits, jewelry, she will receive not only the paycheck on the party, but an additional $250 worth of jewelry in the Rich Rewards program. So how many people wish they were Stacy right now, that she could like sign up right now, pick out $600 worth of jewelry with her kit, another $250 tomorrow from Park Lane, and then get a paycheck on Friday. That can all happen in 1 week. Stacy, you had no idea your life was about to change this drastically in 20 minutes, right? So who's picking on you? I'm praising you. I think it's fantastic. But who knew, right? Now you know. We have so many other amazing programs as well. The funny version that people ask is, do you get like a pink Cadillac? What we get is a white Mercedes of choice. So we have lots of different Mercedes achievers on our team. You have the option of getting leasing or purchasing a white Mercedes of your choice. So if you want the SUV, if you want the smaller one, the bigger one, whatever, and getting $700 a month added to your paycheck is a qualification for it. And it's not an executive level thing. When you hit the first level of leadership, one recruit that puts you on eligibility. And most of our leaders earn it between the second and third level of leadership, which is from 5 people on your team to the next level up. So that's why we have so many achievers, because we have tons of people who promote to second and third level leadership. So if you would rather not drive a Mercedes or would rather just pay off the car you have or use the money for something else, then the bonus would be $500. So that's totally up to you. We have women on our team who do each of those things. How about who likes free travel? Would you like to go on free vacations? Because if so, then Park Lane is also the place for you. We have 2 travel incentives every single year. So we just returned from Key West back in February. We're about to go to Aruba in, oh my gosh, we get to say next month, because now it's August and we go to Aruba in September. So we go to Aruba next month. We just finished earning our trip to Kona, Hawaii. But what more importantly to all of you is that we just started earning our trip to Cabo. And we know that that's the playgrounds of the rich and famous. I'm fully convinced we're going to run into Jennifer Aniston in the airport. Okay, I'm going to take a selfie with Jennifer Aniston. I'm putting it in the universe right now. I'm going to put jewelry on her, and then I'm going to be in Us Weekly. That's how it's all going to go down. But if you want to be on a free trip to Cabo, then this is the time to get started. You start at double points. We all are in double points right now, but everybody gets double points for 6 weeks, no matter when you join. And the earlier you start your business, the more weeks you have to get it done. So we would love to be traveling. Jen and her husband and my husband and I, and I'm using her as an example because she's right here in the screen with me, and we've taken so many trips together. Jen, what are some of them?
Oh my gosh. Switzerland, St. Martin, a Caribbean cruise, Key West, I think you said that.
Right. Switzerland was the first one we went on together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a year that, this was obviously pre-COVID, a year that we did 3 European trips in a row. We went to Switzerland, then Rome, then Greece. My husband and I were actually kind of laughing on the plane, like as we're doing our seatbelts, he goes, do you believe we're going to Europe for the 3rd time in 18 months and we haven't paid for any of it? I said, it's insanity. It was absolutely crazy. So Park Lane Trips, this one, the one to Cabo is an all-inclusive, which means that you can go and come home with the same money you left with, unless you're buying a coffee in the airport. Okay. So it's going to be an absolutely amazing trip. So, you know, all of these things are, of course, all the perks. Bottom line, I know that most of you will join because you need to supplement your income. And believe me, I understand that. So I am 22 years in direct sales. I actually started in summer as well. I started in June of 2000. I was a teacher on maternity leave at the time. And with that came a COBRA payment because my husband was the one in sales and was self-employed. So we were paying at the time $600 for the COBRA. And my husband said, I know we want to really have you continue to stay home, but in order to do so, we just need you to do something to make the $600 for this COBRA. And I had attended a different type of home party at the time where the person told me that she made $200 doing my party. So I said, okay, so if that's the case, then I should be able to do 3 parties a month and I should have $600. So I bought a kit and that's what I did. I did 3 parties and I made $604.62. And my husband and I were like, oh, okay. So that's how it works. You pick the number of parties for the amount of money that you need. So of course, right away we were like, well, could I make $1,000? I guess I could do 8 parties and then I'll have $1,000. So that's what I did the next month. Then the month after that, which was August, right, like it is right now, somebody wanted to join my team and I made more money for that. So I was like, oh, wait, you get paid for that too. I see how this works. Thank goodness I did pick up on it quick because I was already pregnant again. So was not returning to school that year or the year after that when I was also pregnant again and I had 3 children in 4 years. So I ended up staying with that company for 14 years. And at that point, Park Lane called me because we do have a program that's called the Direct Appoint, where if you are already an established leader and have those skills, that Park Lane will interview you to see if perhaps you're a good fit for Park Lane and Park Lane's a good fit for you to come in at a similar leadership level. So I decided it certainly couldn't hurt to hear what was available. If you're going to be in business, you should hear what business there is out there, right? And once I saw the programs, once I realized what an easier job it actually was, just even physically than what I was doing, I decided I would have to be crazy to not make this switch. So that was 9 years ago. And here I've been at Park Lane for the last 9 years, continuing to promote and having the great pleasure and honor of helping all the stylists that you see here in this group to grow from either their previous leadership levels moving forward, or people like Jennifer and Beth and Tawanda. I'm not sure if Tawanda, but I know Jennifer and Beth came in with having never sold anything in their lives and then had proceeded on to promote to upper level leadership here at Park Lane. And we can do the same for you as well. Because here's the thing, direct sales and a business with us here at Park Lane, it can be for a reason, right? And the reason might be something as simple as, I can't believe we still haven't paid off that living room set. And it is quite annoying when that bill comes every single month, right? So that could be the reason I am joining to pay off this living room set. Maybe you have a bill that's just dogging you and you want to get rid of it. It could be for a season, right? Some of you have your youngest child about to start school, maybe, and here's your spouse going, "You gonna go to work full time?" Forgetting that kids throw up an awful lot. School is closed an awful lot. And what are you supposed to do then every single time, right? It'd be a lot easier to be working for yourself and have that flexibility, because that is one thing that as a mom of 3 kids, all born within 5 minutes of each other, that really was helpful, to not have to be asking somebody to be off from work or to use sick time or vacation time and all the things that all of you working moms have been doing for years. You can reduce some of that. Some of that stress and some of that pressure can really be reduced. And there's women on our team that have phased that out of their life and now are full-time park laners because of the success that they've been able to have here. And then some people just find that we find a permanent home here, right? Because you could try it. Really, 2 things can happen here, right? You can try it, and in a couple of weeks or a couple of months be like, you know what? I'm glad I tried it because I thought about it for a really long time, but this is really not for me. I kind of don't know what I was thinking. But what will have happened at that point? You'll have made a whole bunch of money. You'll have gotten a lot of free jewelry, and you'll finally have the answer to your question. Because some of you have been on this call. Some of you are on this call for the 4th time, for the 5th time, for the 6th time. That's an awfully long time. Why not just try, get your answer, and know if it's for you or not, instead of sitting on the fence, which is awfully uncomfortable, right? Now, the other thing could happen though. You could try it and be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You could try it and end up realizing that this is where you've meant to be all along. You could try it and realize you like it better than any other job you've ever had, and phase out the one you don't like, or the second one you don't like, or whatever it is. But this could be a whole life-changing thing for you. So whether you have no experience at all, and we're going to teach you from scratch everything you need, or if you've had a bad experience where you're like, yeah, I've done that before. Nobody helped me. I didn't know what to do. We didn't have resources. None of that happens here. We provide every resource that you need. If you're in a VIP group with your stylist and you see all these beautiful posts every day and you're commenting on them, right? You're like, oh, I'm going to wear it Wednesday in Jeanette's group. Oh, I'm going to answer the this or that question today in Tawanda's, group, and I hope I win a prize or whatever. We provide all that to you. Those are team resources. We have Facebook groups and Dropboxes and all kinds of things for you to retrieve these materials from. So you don't have to suddenly magically become a graphic designer to sell. Just like any task of all jobs. Sometimes people say, oh, well, I don't know how to go Facebook Live. Neither did any of us. And if you're wondering what to say, you don't have to wonder. We have an entire party script so that the first time you go Facebook Live and do a party, you're going to have this entire list in front of you with jewelry on it, with what to say, when to say it, how to say it. You don't have to wonder. We let you know. We help you. We provide everything that you need, and we support you every step of the way. So with that, what we want to do is we're going to put into both chats here the link to the form that you can kind of let us know how helpful this was to you. So give us a temperature check on how you're feeling here. Are you feeling like, you know what, Michelle, tonight's the night? I've listened to you a couple of times, or whether it was the first time, but you're right, Michelle. You're right, Michelle. I like when people say that. So go ahead, say, you're right, Michelle. I should join, because there's no harm in not trying, right? And if you want to get signed up tonight and take advantage of that $600 kit, you can absolutely do that. If you want to book your launch party so that we can get you on track, because remember, to book the party, that means the party's going to be a couple of days or next week or whatever, because we want to get invited. We want to get your guests revved up. Because the sooner that party is booked, the sooner you get an email that says direct deposit statement. weekly coming into your home. Okay, so and then maybe you're going to fill out this form and be like, nope, still not there. You're still going to fill out the form, because everyone who joins us that fills out the form goes into a raffle for a free necklace, hence the name Free Necklace Call. So I know this is the moment you've all been waiting for. What is the free necklace being raffled off today? And it is the beautiful Oakley necklace. Where are our natural stone lovers? Every one of these is unique. So this is an agate stone, I think, and has the hematite crystals. And even if you don't like natural stones, you could take the stone off and never ever wear it. And you have a paperclip long chain to frame. You have a beautiful light blue sparkly one. And you can wear this lots of different ways. So this is mine. This is someone's. And I am ready to raffle it off. The way that we do this is that on tomorrow's Lunch and Learn, we have a training every Tuesday together. I pull the winner live on the training, and then I post the winner here in our reveal party group. So someone is winning, and maybe it'll be you, but we need you to fill out the form in order to do that. Now, I know once we hang up, I always date myself when I say that. When we sign off, whatever we call this, on Zoom, you're going to go resume your normal life. I know the Bachelorette's coming on. We got things going on here, right? Before you go do what you're going to do, fill out the form. Because otherwise it's going to be 12:15 tomorrow and you're going to go, oh no, I forgot to fill out the form, and then you're going to miss the raffle. Okay. Now, on that form, it does say, what is the secret word, which we do so that every week we know that the people that fill out the form were on this week's call. So the secret word this week is birthday. It is birthday because it is Park Lane's 67th birthday coming up, and we would love for you to take advantage of the special that we have going on, that you get to put an extra $100 worth of jewelry in your kits. So whether you take the $99 kit and you get to put in $600, whether you take the $239 kit and that allows you to put in $1,100, there's going to be an extra $100 regardless of which one you choose. We can certainly talk about what kit is right for you. But so the link to the form is both in the comments here, which you will have to copy and paste into a new browser, or it's in the thread on the live in the group. But are there any questions that I did not answer here in the course of this chat tonight? I'm scrolling quick through the comments too. I don't know if I missed anything. It looks like a whole lot of agreeing in the in the chat. All right, it looks like we are good. So I am going to be so proud of myself for being so thorough. But you also have space on the form where there's a whole empty box. You can make any comments or questions that you like. And of course, we would absolutely love for you to join us, or to even consider joining us and ask any additional questions that you have. So thank you so much, everyone. Oh, okay, sorry, last minute. If you need tax write-offs in your life, there's a question in here about that. This is the place, because remember, you you have lots of expenses right now that are not a business expense that become a business expense when you run your own business. So if you need some tax breaks, it is definitely something that you will find super helpful, is to be running a business and you're an independent contractor when you have a business with Park Lane. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening, and I hope to see every single one of you on our team really soon. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.